Hey guys, Matt, IronTrap Garage, and we are doing our yearly Hershey bounty video. So we got everything unloaded from our ridiculous whirlwind of Carlisle and Hershey, and we just kind of dumped it all in the warehouse space here that we have, and we didn't really put everything away. So we're going to show you guys before we kind of intermix all our parts what we got at Hershey, and I think we might have balanced out, or maybe we brought more home than we took to Hershey because we bought a lot. So we'll take you guys, walk you around a little bit, tell you a little bit why we bought the stuff, what you guys seem to like, and kind of a quick little story on it. All right, so the first kind of neat thing we got was this big, long set of cruiser skirts. So these cruiser skirts are in actually really nice shape. The backside almost looks like they were new old stock, and then somebody sprayed epoxy primer over them to like make them look better. I don't know why, but it looks like they were in red oxide. But anyways, these are big cruiser skirts. I believe these ones are for like a Mercury's or something like that, or Ford products. They are the real big long cruiser skirts for Chevys and Fords, can bring a lot of money. So that's something we bought that we thought was a good deal. We'll try and make a couple bucks on it. It's kind of the name of the game at Hershey. Everybody's running around trying to find good deals. So that's kind of the oddball thing we got. The big kind of ridiculous purchase was a guy we know, Glenn, that's local. He had a bunch of 32 stuff that his father had. His father had passed away, and he was kind of cleaning up around the property. He found some 32 stuff, and then he kept digging and cleaning up over the past year, and he was finding more and more and more. And of course we didn't have Hershey, and he had this giant pile of 32 stuff. So I talked to him at Carlisle, and he was telling me all the stuff he was bringing, and typical situation, he's like, you should just buy everything. And I'm like, ugh. So we got to Hershey literally first thing on setup day on Tuesday, and while Mike and Ryan were kind of putting the tent up, I ran over to talk to him, and he kind of made me a deal I couldn't refuse. I really just needed a handful of things. There was one really nice original paint grill, another one, we'll show you some of that stuff in a minute. But this is some of the pile. There was I don't know what there is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 10 or more, I don't know, 15 fenders, something like that. There's 6, I think, here.
We brought back more fenders than we took.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of 32 front fenders here that are good usable fenders, nothing that was super mint, but it's all good usable stuff. Spare tire carriers, which are whatever. Bunch of headlight bars. I actually need a pretty good stock headlight bar for the DeLorean Roadster because it was both ways. When he bought it, it had a original V8 one, and then he had a dropped one on it later. So I have a dropped one that somebody was nice enough to hook me up with, and now I have my pick of original ones. So that's some of that stuff. This is more of that pile. So as we were unloading all of our stuff, these guys knew I was going to try and make a deal, but they didn't really know what all I was getting. So Glenn was like, hey, I'll just deliver it to you. And he's only 4 or 5 rows over from us. So he drove the van over, opened it up, and just we just puked it out into the spaces they were setting the tent up. And it was like a feeding frenzy. People were coming over. How much? No, we just bought all this. We didn't even figure it out. All our stuff's still in the trailer. So it was kind of mayhem in the beginning. So I haven't even really fully gone through this stuff, but there's a really nice gauge panel here for 32, more headlight bars. There's trash bags filled with parts that, again, I don't even know what's in here. Nice set of pedals down there, which is always good.
Full set of mechanical brakes.
Yeah, 32 mechanical brakes. There's a typical, which I mention a lot in these buyouts that I love doing, there's brand new parts. So there's a wiring harness for 32, and just all kinds of cowl firewall seals. This is part of the reason why we do this, because when we need to build our cars, when you buy in bulk, you end up getting all this stuff left over, and it's really free. And when you start buying and adding all this up anyway, it's done it, you get into thousands of dollars of seals and crap. So I don't really know what all's in there, but it's a lot of Max and Drake and stuff like that. Some fender braces in there. We'll show you some more stuff. Probably the only thing I bought that I actually need, we bought this from a viewer. I was actually wandering around at night. So if you guys haven't been to Hershey or haven't vended at Hershey, that's a whole nother experience unto itself that's really fun. So at nighttime, people are hanging out, drinking beer, hanging out, just talking, and people have their spaces sometimes still set up. So at nighttime after dinner, I usually go and ride my bicycle around just to talk to people. And saw a viewer that we'd been talking to a bunch, and was just literally BSing and I looked down. He's like, yeah, I got this window channel kit. I was surprised nobody bought it. And I was like, I need that for the patrol car. And I'm like, and this is literally, we realized this is literally the only thing I bought that I actually like need, really. So that was good. Grills were were kind of a thing this Hershey. I think if we average it out, I bought a grill every day, maybe more. But I literally actually bought, I think, a grill every day except for Friday because I stayed at the booth all day Friday. So we got a 34 pickup grill. It is very, very nice and solid. Has just a little bit of a goober weld right there, but it's actually really nice. It's, you know, something that's not all rotted and pitted. We got a 36 pickup grill, which anybody that follows the 35.6 pickup stuff, it's getting pretty expensive. So we got this one, not too bad. Has a little spot down there, and there's a little like puncture, whatever, there. But good one that I bought. These grills we will probably list for sale. They were just a good deal. More fenders. We got like a bunch of rear fenders. I think most of them are actually like coupe fenders, which is really good. The two main things I really wanted were these grills. So this one has some, this grill is like really, really nice. Has a couple bars that I need to replace. I have some spare bars, but this one's like kind of the dream. It's got the bull nose, it isn't broken. It's original black paint. It's got the wind lacing, all that stuff on it. Even got the little rubbers for the headlight wiring to come through. So this is like a cherry grill. So this is like one of the things I really wanted out of the whole batch. But of course it was gonna be like one of the most expensive things because, you know, that's how it goes. So this one was actually, I think Glenn said, was off his dad's 32 that he ended up having redone, and it was smashed up. So I spent a little bit of time in the hammer and dolly, and
I think we have a before photo.
we probably have a before photo. It was like really smashed in, and you couldn't even fit an insert in it. So I spent some time and hammered and dolly and just roughed it out to get an insert in it. And it actually is a pretty nice shell. You know, once we got everything together, it's a presentable shell. This would be good on the right car. It would look right at home.
Look great on your wall too.
Well, for now, until we find the right car. But so I got these two. That was really cool. Of course, I love these things. I'm gonna be selling off some of my junky 32 car grills because I'm trying to step up. I don't need 37 grill. I do, but I shouldn't have 37 grills. So I'm gonna piece out and fix up some of these grills, keep them for my own future projects, and then I'm gonna sell off some of the extra ones I have that are a little more rough and let people use them on cars. So.
Yeah, so follow our Instagram and eBay. There's a few listed already, and we'll be listing more the next couple weeks.
Yeah, and actually I think a friend already bought one, so once the word got out, people were like, oh, he's selling grills?
Finally, it's my time to shine.
So this was another good thing out of the batch of 32 stuff we got. It's a nice 32 trunk lid, rumble lid, trunk lid, no. Yeah, so we got this. This is really nice. It's just an oxide primer. A little pitted, but it's an original deck lid that is not all banged up and messed up, so that's really good. I bought these. I was at just a space buying I got, also a thing we got was a 32, really nice 32 firewall that is down on my 32 3-window body that I'm gathering parts for. And I bought a windshield frame from a separate person, and you always look around. After you buy one thing, it's like, well, what else do you have? And they usually have a lot of similar items. And there was a set of 32 pickup rear fenders that I got. Original steel fenders, 32 steel pickup fenders. I should say 32 to 36 are like really hard to find. These ones are very usable. There's, you know, the typical little repairs back in here, and they have some 39 taillights were put in them. But overall, they're really solid and they're original. So I snatched them up as well. We'll probably be reselling those, and hopefully that'll offset the cost of the windshield frame that I basically just bought for the 3-window specific hinges. So that's how it goes. Really nice 5-window door we got in the pile of stuff. So that was good. Nearly rust free. There's one little tiny hole in the bottom there, but it's like a very complete door. This came from the stuff we bought, the van load of 32 parts, which is really more stuff. So this is pretty funny. So this was like the end of the week, Friday, and somebody at the end of our row, a guy came into our booth and said, I got a 59, or no, he didn't even know what it was. He said, I got a flathead I want to get rid of for, that you guys might want. I'm like, I don't want any more flatheads, period. And then he kept standing there and he's like, well, it'll be pretty cheap. And I'm like, it probably won't be that cheap. And he's like, told me the price. It was $100, I think. And I'm like, all right, well, you're probably really far away. I don't want to go all the way across the swap meet to get another flathead. He's like, no, I'm right at the end of the row there, like literally like, 5-10 spaces down. I'm like, all right, let's go look at it. It's probably like an early Babbitt engine that's just used up. He's like, no, it turns over by hand. So we get there, start looking at it. Turns out it's a 59 AB block. Of course, that's, for that style of flathead is like the best, one of the best ones. It's fairly complete. The guy he knows, he got it from whatever his story was. He was in a car, took it out, I think, to put a modern engine or something in. We put a bar on it. It turned right over really easily, which was nice. There was a couple broken studs, but the whole complete engine was pretty much there. The clutch.
Yeah, there's a pallet of whole engine parts over there.
All the stuff is over there. The heads are here. The intake's there. There's, like I said, there's like 1 or 2 broken studs, which isn't a big deal. Just about everything's there. And then I'm looking around the pile, and he had the block kind of sitting out on the carpet, then underneath the table, he had a bunch of stuff. And on that pile of stuff, there was a Stromberg big logo 97 carburetor on there. So pretty much once I knew this turn and that carburetor was there, like I've mentioned in videos, you just kind of add up the parts, even if the engine's junk. Is it worthwhile? So to me, a Stromberg 97 core, they're going for $100 to $150 right now. So I was like, okay, score that carb. Good core, I'm good even if this engine is junk, and then we got all the extra parts so we could put together. So it took a little gamble. We may try and put this engine back together and make it a runner on a stand, which will be pretty fun, and maybe we'll pass it along to somebody to just get in a jalopy and get running and driving. So that was just a twisted my arm type purchase. Literally across our row, we bought this from a gentleman that was literally set up like right across from us. We're sitting there just talking, and he puts a set of magnesium Halibrands on his table, and we're like, whoa, all right, there's some cool stuff. So I wander over and look, and we see this steering wheel, and then of course I got pulled away to talk to people at our booth. Mike went over and quick grabbed it for me.
It's actually surprising he had that, because he had all like race car parts, magnesium wheels, like bomber seats, that kind of stuff.
He knew what to have. It's
yeah.
He had the good stuff. He was just like us. So this wheel's pretty good. It's actually a pretty nice red Lucite Lincoln wheel.
Doesn't need to be polished. It's
yeah,
like
that's
bright red already.
That's kind of nice. It's had some repairs in here, no big deal, but the price we paid for it was fair. I don't think we stole it, but I think it was a good deal. I grabbed it because I think it might be, I've been like trading up on my Lincoln wheels. So the first one I got that we did the polishing video, I ended up selling that one off because I got a better one. Didn't get the polishing that one yet, but I think this one might even be better. So
and it doesn't need to be polished.
And it doesn't need to be polished.
Because that polishing video took like
a whole day.
A whole day worth.
Anyways, we had a nice viewer tracked us down while we were walking around in one of the fields, and he gave us this, which is really cool. It's just basically an empty box. I don't think the kit's actually, it's just some kind of random kit, but it's got the paperwork in it, but it's just cool, something to put on the shelf, so that was really nice. So thank you for that. That was super cool. We'll put that up on the shelf somewhere in the new building. So this is more stuff from the big pile of crap we got. There's all kinds of stuff. Oh, this is I was wondering where this was.
Oh,
just thinking of this.
I forgot you did buy something else you needed.
I got this neat old taillight. I think I paid $50 on. It's a really cool taillight. That's one of my favorite things at Hershey when you're looking for like unique like headlights, taillights, little accessory bolt-on type stuff. That's the place to look for, because there's all kinds of obscure ones and people have no idea what they are, what they're for, and it's just like neat to look at them, and you're like, huh, I don't know what this fits. It might be like a 1927 Rio, but like it's cool. So I needed something to make, we want to put turn signals on the 34 Beautiful car just to make it a little more safe to drive, but I didn't want to cut a hole in the fender and modify the car real crazy. So we have the tail light with the license plate light is on the driver's side. So in the center, to cover up where the spare tire area is, I would like to put this and make this our turn signals that'll just blink left or right. It's a period accessory, and I think
we could probably get amber lenses for that too.
Might be able to, yeah.
It's like a bullet style lens.
But it was something I grabbed. I think I spent $50 and it's in good shape. And it's like, even if I don't use it, that wasn't a hurtful amount. So that was cool. I got somewhere in here, there's like a single chrome water pump for a Flathead that I got with this. It was just cheap.
Talk about the magazines before we forget up here.
Oh yeah, so we had a viewer, which I apologize. So this is Tom from Minneapolis sent us this. He sent us some other stuff before, but he dropped off this whole box of like old hot rod and little books and just different books and stuff that he didn't want anymore. He thought we would enjoy. So we're going to be going through this stuff and keeping what we need, and what I have, Mike will end up getting as well. And then we'll probably be doing like a giveaway, like when we do our Christmas giveaway. A lot of the stuff that people give us, we try not to really sell it. We try and give it away to friends and different people. So the stuff that's left over, we'll probably do in our giveaway for Christmas. Some of this will be in here that we will, we'll skim a few things we need and spread it out so that everybody can enjoy this stuff, which is awesome. So thank you for that, Tom. I appreciate it. All right, so the other thing that's cool about around Hershey and Carlisle time is there's a lot, in our area at least, there is a lot of estate auctions, open houses where people were having, sales or whatever at their own shops or personal collections. And each year right around Carlisle and Hershey, the MMR Racing Museum that is where there has been shows and a lot of different events going on. There's a lot of really neat, if you haven't been to the museum, it's really cool. It's probably about, I don't know, what, 45 minutes maybe from Hershey?
It's pretty close to Hershey.
It's pretty close to Hershey, but anyways, they have a swap meet, like a racer swap meet, and an auction, usually like right around the split between Carlisle and Hershey. So this year was the Sunday in between Carlisle and Hershey. I was able to sneak away and get over there and try and buy some stuff. So we bought a pile of wheels there. I got this, it was a bunch of really neat magnetos. I got this Harman Collins magneto that was reasonably bought. Came with the little drive as well with it. Got some racing seat belts. I don't even know what else. Bunch of stuff. We got
lots
a bunch
of wheels.
Lots of wheels. I bought a lot of wheels, some spindles. There was a bunch of already heated and dropped 32 to 34 spindles, which is really good for the street car stuff. So that's always fun. So I kind of put this in the pile because usually there is some stuff like that going on that you can go and buy while you're in town. You can go and see these things. There was a bunch of midgets and old race car projects that were there that were going for pretty affordable that people could have bought. I purposefully left.
You almost bought one.
I purposefully left before they really started selling all of those because I did not want to be tempted. I didn't have any interest. So anyways, that's that. 37 Lasalle trans. Bought this out of the back of a trailer, I think on Tuesday. This is in really good shape. The gentleman that had it said he had gotten it many years ago to put in the car. He checked it all out and everything, and then he didn't end up using it. He brought it. I saw it in the back of the trailer, and it was a pretty good buy. I thought this is the shortest of the stock CAD Lasalle tail shafts. That's the same one that I have in the 32 Schroll car. With that length tail shaft, you can actually fit it in a 32 or an early Ford and still have at least moderate length drive shaft. There's a longer version. It's like the tail shaft's like this long.
I think we have one over there somewhere.
Somewhere over there. Anyways, can't resist a good deal on a LaSalle. Also I posted a photo on our Facebook page and our Instagram of me with this. I was riding to go to dinner every night. I go and meet with a couple guys, and we do dinner every night after Hershey. And the one night I was riding my bicycle from my space over the Pete's spaces, and I saw this guy with this transmission. He was sitting on his tailgate, and I stopped and looked at it. So it's like an F1 or truck box. So it's open drive, which is desirable, obviously. And it's got a 39 style guts in it. So it's got the double detent, the good synchros. The box was priced pretty affordably. And I stopped and said, "Oh, what's up?" Up with the box, expecting it to be junk. Because we were at that point. It was like what, Wednesday night or Thursday?
Yeah, Wednesday night.
It was Wednesday night. So the swap meet had been going for a little while. And I'm like, "Why isn't this bought? It's probably broken." So I chatted up with the guy, and he says, "Oh no, nobody really took the shifter top off of it, or people looked at it, but nobody really." I'm like, "Oh, well, I don't have any tools with me. I was on my bicycle." He's, "Oh, I got one. They're all loose." Took it out, and it's like a brand new trans. And he basically goes to tell me a friend of his had it, I believe, had it rebuilt, had it in a car, and then he didn't like it and ended up putting like an S10 trans in it. So it has like perfect synchros, all that stuff. So that's something I bought, and I had to strap it to my bicycle because I didn't want to leave it behind because I was afraid I was going to forget where he was. So I strapped it on my bicycle. We put a really funny photo of me. I wish I had my camera on me. Mike was already home at that point. It was like 7 o'clock at night. So I'm like riding my bike like all like wobbly with this boat anchor hanging on the back. I made it safely. The trans didn't get broken. I didn't die, so we're good. And anyways, so more 32 stuff. This is cool. I got this at the racing auction. This is actually a part you could buy out of like an Honest Charlie's catalog. It's like a adjustable pitman arm that fits like 32, 34 steering boxes, and you could adjust your arm just to get the bump steer out of your steering. So this is a cool, neat part that I grabbed at the auction. It was in a box lot, and I'll keep that for one of our future projects. More 32 stuff. This is all from that pile of stuff we got. Literally haven't even gone through it. There's a factory Ford locking gas cap. That's pretty cool. Taillight stands, all kinds of stuff in here, door handles. So we'll go through all this stuff and skim what we need for ourselves. Oop.
V8 emblems, holy cow.
Hey, look at that.
There's 4 or 5 of them in there, I think.
Oh,
How'd you miss all of them?
I didn't look in
You
the
just saw, you saw the shiny one.
Holy crap. So these are all the headlight bar emblems. That one's broken, but these are headlight bar emblems, you know, that go on the 32 headlight bars. There's a hole in the center on the V8 ones, and apparently there's a giant
Matt has stock.
bunch of them in here. So now I'm interested what the heck is in this whole box. We will have to go through this in a little bit, but that's why we buy like that, because there's always some surprises that you find that are kind of mixed in. Oh, that's like 34 or pickup radiator cap. So that's cool. Anyway, so that's some of that stuff we got.
And here's your
Chrome water pump. Oh, I got this. This is more 32 stuff we haven't gone through, but I bought this at the guy that was at the Lasalle Trans Guide. So this is a reproduction. You can tell actually by the tail. If the tail is attached, is a reproduction. But they were making reproductions all the way back in the 30s. They were making reproductions. The original accessories, actually, the tail was separated.
And they're usually busted.
And they're usually busted. But even these that are older reproductions are still bringing some money because it's an expensive thing to make. This one is not broken. The legs aren't broken off. So I grabbed that. It's something that I'll probably resell, and hopefully it'll help recoup some of the cost of the, or at least a little bit of the cost of the Lasalle Trans. So we do that stuff all the time. And then we'll be listing that. So there is more 32 stuff in here.
Headlights, horns.
That's for the firewall brace.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it goes on the firewall and goes down.
Looks like a friction shock.
It's kind of like the same idea. So yeah, there's horns, all kinds of stuff. I don't even know what's all in here. Set of headlights, or 2 different headlights that are in there. So, bunch of neat stuff. And I'm trying to think what else. What did you get?
Oh, I got a bunch of good stuff. I got a 34 grill for myself.
Finally, insert picture of Mike.
Yeah, holding it. I bought that stubby 39 shifter top, same guy that had the LaSalle.
Yeah.
And then you bought a Buick adapter for me.
Oh yeah. So Carlisle and Hershey has been like me finding stuff for friends. So I when I'm walking around, I'm always looking, as I'm sure everybody else is. So I know Mike's been gathering Buick stuff for a someday project, and the guy that I bought a weird Studebaker transmission Cadillac thing years ago from, I always stop at his space because he bought out a collection of old LaSalle type stuff, and I walked through, and lo and behold, he had a stick shift, 322 Buick bell housing with a
Speed Gems LaSalle to Buick adapter
on it. And I'm like, well, I know a guy that has a bunch of LaSalle transmissions, so I called Mike up, and I remember Mike telling me that, like, I don't know a lot about the nailhead stuff, but like the stick shift bell housings are kind of hard to find. A lot of Buicks were not stick shifts, so that instantly popped in my head. The price the guy told me, I'm like, I think just the LaSalle adapter's worth that. So I called Mike, hell yeah, grab it. So I grabbed it for him, and we got that. And then Jason, our friend Jason, we've kind of corrupted him and started gathering parts for him for a Roadster pickup project. So I found a little cut down T pickup bed at Carlisle. He has a Y-block that he wants to put in. Now I found a set of Y-block like zoomy headers that were pretty cheap.
Oh, I forgot about them.
And he ran over and got them. I sent him a text, and he ran over and got them, so he got them. So we were, that's the whole goal, is to help your friends grab deals on stuff and something they may never see because they may walk right past it or not go in that corner. So that was really good.
And I bought that Buick steering wheel.
Oh yeah.
Buick accessory wheel. I was walking by, and the guy was like, everyone's picked that up. Give me an offer. I'm tired of looking at it. I said $50. And he said, make it leave. Take it. So sometimes it's always good to talk to people because they may be tired of looking at crap and they want to get rid of it for cheap.
So that is kind of like an overall quick bounty video of, or not so quick, bounty video of stuff we got at Hershey. I think there's some other stuff that we probably bought that we bought and resold.
Or forgot about.
I'm sure stuff at home I forgot about. But anyways, it was a super, super fun year. The weather was perfect. It was really great. I can't stress enough. I saw a bunch of people this year that
was one of their first times at Hershey, and they set up a swap meet space. So that is a big part of keeping Hershey going in any swap meet, is not only coming to buy, but setting up to sell. That's half the fun. If there's no sellers, there's nothing to buy. So there was a lot of empty spaces this year, I think, because of people that were from overseas or Canada, or still a little worried about the COVID stuff. So we'd like to see that, you know, Hershey keep going. It's just such a fun event. So if you're thinking about coming, make it worth your while. Join the AACA, get a space, set up, bring some junk to sell, and you can walk, you know, bring a friend with you, and you guys can split your time up like we do and walk and watch your space. So you could sell some stuff, find some stuff, and it just makes for a really, really good time. So that is our bounty video. Until next year for Hershey, see you guys later.